What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be looking at Torterra EX and the Forest March attack. I've tried for a while to make this card a little bit better than it is. Full transparency with this video, I really wanted Torterra EX to be good, but it's kind of terrible. And so it makes me sad, and I'm trying really hard to make this deck work, but this is the best list that I could kind of come up with. But Torterra EX is really struggling in the meta right now. It doesn't do enough damage. Turtwig not having enough HP, or sorry, having too much HP for it to be usable with Buddy Puffin and stuff like that really kind of hinders this deck. To make it work, we're using the Beautifly engine. Barrel's better, but unfortunately, if you have a barrel on the bench, even with Max Belt, you can't knock out anything that's like 230 HP, which is just like, you can't be taking 2 shots on targets with that low of HP. So you have to run Beautifly. We're running Lilligant and Lilligant VSTAR in order to help speed up the deck a little bit, thanks to its ability. And then we're using Whimsicott. The only way that I've really been able to get this deck to work is we use Whimsicott in order to heal off the damage on Torterra. We can't use the Hero's Belt, or the Hero's Cape, because we get 2-shot no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. But what we can try to manage to do, and this is kind of the strategy that I've been implementing, is that we use Maximum Belt to kind of shore up the damage weakness. Make it so we 2-shot everything, or we're able to 1-shot low HP basics. And then from there, what we do is that we use Whimsicott's ability to heal ourselves off, and then we reset our Whimsicotts with Professor Turo, and just kind of go from there. That's pretty much the best strategy that I can come up with. And then we also make sure to run the Toedscruel because it's really good into like a Chen-Pal matchup or whatever. And then we also just run this for the shield in order to make sure that we're not getting sniped out on the bench by rogue Lost Zone decks or anything else in similar fashion, things like your Ninja, whatever. We just want to be able to bypass that. So outside of that, this is my list, guys. Definitely let me know what you think. Let me know what list you guys are running, because I really want Torterra to be good. But right now, it's not in the place it needs to be. And I'm always going to be honest with you guys. I'm never going to tell you a deck's super, super great if it just isn't. Because I don't want people to hear me talk about a deck and me say it's fantastic and all that kind of stuff when it really isn't. And then you guys, spend money on the cards or go and craft them on a deck that then you're not really happy with. I just want to be fully transparent, and like, if you love this deck, that's amazing, and I'm really happy for you, and I want, you to enjoy the game in any way you possibly can. But competitively wise, I don't think that it's the card to play right now. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be buying the cards and stuff like that. But outside of the deck, outside of that, you can still have a lot of fun with it. So if this is like your card that you really want to run, definitely just keep working at it. There's probably a better strategy than this out there, but this is the one I came up with. But yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. We'll get into the games. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and I'll see you guys in the games. Peace out. Alright, we're into game 1, and our opponent won the coin flip, but chose for us to go first. We'll open Lilligant here. We'll put the Turtwig down, and we'll go from there. They mulliganed. This doesn't tell us much. I'm not really sure what they're playing. The double colorless implies Lugia, but then the water energy makes that a little bit confusing. So it's Chen-Pal, but there's also the Jinx EX in there. So that's pretty interesting. So we're going to lay all this stuff down, and then what we'll do is pass our turn and see what we're able to get on our next draw. If we have to, we can always use Dance for one more card. Hopefully 2 more cards if what we draw isn't, or is something that we can play. If your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, it is knocked out. I mean, that's interesting. I wonder why they play that, though. Like, wouldn't you just play Chien-Pao without it? I'm certainly curious. They are playing the Bravery Charm. Which is annoying, because that means that even Chien-Pao I can't knock out. There's the Pidgey. There's an energy onto the Jinx. I'm very confused by this build. We can play that down, so that's good. That allows us to draw 2 more cards. Alright, cool. So we got the Arven. So we can set ourselves up a little bit better here. What we can do... Yeah. Alright, so I think this might be our play. What we're going to do is we're going to Arven in order to get the Rare Candy. Put the Rare Candy down, evolve this, attach the energy onto Lilligant. Yeah. And then go from there. Though I guess what we could do, in a similar vein, is Rare Candy, evolve Torterra, and then draw cards with Dance Carefully. But I don't really feel like that's any better. What is the retreat cost on this? Only 2. I was thinking maybe you could set up something with like a heavy baton play. That would be pretty cool. Alright. Never mind. Change of plans. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Sun. Grab ourselves the Lilligant VSTAR. Evolve into Lilligant VSTAR. We can Arven. Arven can grab us the Rare Candy. Seems like our other Rare Candies are prized. Which kind of sucks, but it's not like the biggest deal in the world. We can drop that down. Use this. Go into that. Then what we can do is attach the energy onto Lilligant, because we may want to end up using this to attack with later. Draw ourselves a couple cards. Cool. Nest Ball. Grab ourselves a new Turtwig. And then from here, what we can do with Lilligant is Star Perfume. I don't know why I said that so weird. But we can grab this. Grab ourselves a setup here. Grab ourselves another Grotle. And another energy. Get our hands all, you know, nice and prepared. And then we'll put this down. And from here, end our turn. Hopefully, what we can do is not get... If they go in, use Greninja, and knock these 2 out, that'll be, like, a little annoying. But it won't be, like, the worst thing that could happen to us, but it'll be slightly annoying. If they don't do that, then we'll be in a really good position, pretty much no matter what happens here. If they choose to use Chien-Pao to knock out our Lilligant, it doesn't really matter. We accomplished everything we wanted to accomplish with that. Thanks to having Toedscruel down, they can't Superior Energy Retrieval. Not that that's online right now, but it'll be very beneficial for Torterra EX later. So we're in a pretty good spot. Even if they go to use the Jinx for whatever reason and, like, put us to sleep, it doesn't really matter because we can always switch. So we're actually not in a bad position right now. Though I don't really see the point of the Jinx. I can understand Pidgeot. I don't think it's good, but I can understand it. Like, you're already running the rare candies and all that anyway. And like a 1-1 line or like a 2-2 line wouldn't be that bad. I don't know why they didn't. At that point, they should have just knocked me out. I don't know. That was weird. Whatever. We can go ahead and get our shield in play. What we'll do is we'll place this down. We'll evolve into... Actually, with this in play, we actually can get the one shot here. And then this only does 120, so we actually don't really have to worry about it that much. So we're going to manually retreat. Go into this. Hit for 350. Get the knockout. And then we still have Switch in case they put us to sleep. And the other benefit that we can have is that we already had the energy, but like thanks to that, like we're guaranteed it. Even if they come in and put us to sleep, we can manually evolve into Torterra EX here, and then switch in and get the knockout on this, because we actually don't need the maximum belt in order to knock this out. Or actually, I lied, we do. Because again, we hit for no damage. Which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. What we'll actually probably end up doing... So, like, we're still asleep. Actually, what we'll end up doing is we're actually just going to boss up the Baxcalibur. I think that's actually the best play to make. So, we'll place this down. Manually attach into Torterra. Switch. Go Torterra. Place the boss's orders. Pull up the Baxcalibur. We'll place the TM for evolution, but that's mostly just to get it out of our hands so we can draw another card with Beautifly. Artazon, cool. We'll just use that to kind of bump the... what's it called? Just to bump the lake out of the play, just so that way, in case that like messes with any math, it's just easier to deal with it now than later. And there's another rare candy. We don't need it, but we have it. And then from here, the Torterra will probably get knocked out. I think they don't know that they can't use energy retrieval because of our Toedscruel. Which is why we run it. In this matchup specifically, it's pretty devastating for them. They're playing Pidgeot, which is weird. So, like, they can use Pidgeot to kind of get around this, but... for the most part, there's not really much they can do. Icy Wind isn't going to really... I mean, it's going to be annoying that we're probably going to get knocked out here. Because we don't have a real way to switch. But what we're... Let me take a second so I can actually speak. What we're going to end up doing is we're just going to place energies onto Lilligant. So that way, this will get knocked out. We go in with Torterra EX... get the knockout. If we hit heads on any of that, then we would have been in a great spot, but it's fine. If there was a better way to accelerate energies onto Jinx EX, I feel like maybe this card could be good, but since there's not, I don't really see it being in the best spot. Especially, too, because Icy Wind requires, like, the triple water energy. But yeah, so that's going to knock us out automatically. Which is not really the biggest deal. We can just go ahead and put our Torterra back in. then what we can do is just go place. Do we actually want this down? Yeah, that's fine. Place that. And then what we can do is we can super rod this back in. This and this. From here, we can beautifly. Grab all that back. And take the knockout. So a little bit awkward, but this game's pretty much over because we'll take our 2 prize cards here. Nothing that we can really use right here, but it doesn't totally matter. If they can't evolve here, unfortunately they could. I was going to say, if they can't evolve here, we just knock them out anyway. Hopefully we draw into an energy. And then we just attack with Lilligant and end the game. If we don't draw into an energy, then probably what we'll end up doing is just kind of burning our hand down, picking up the Lilligant, and like resetting, drawing some cards off Beautifly, and giving ourselves like one more turn to build into a Torterra. Is probably what we'll end up doing. Not sure why they attached the double turbo there. I don't get why they're even running the double turbo. I'm hesitant to call this build bad because like last time I was talking about the okay, that's just objectively a bad play. I guess they don't know that I don't have any energies, and it's probably pretty easy to assume that I do because my hand's so large. So I guess that's fair, but it's like, you know that now I just come in and knock this back out. Had they had like a band or something, then like maybe, or like a bravery charm or something, but I don't know. That was kind of a bad play. So we got that win there, so that's pretty good for us. Exciting to get a win with this deck. It doesn't always happen because this deck is not the best, though I've been really testing it as much as I can and trying to make this the most optimal version that I can make it. I'm definitely more curious now about Jinx CX, though. Like I feel like there's got to be a way to make that card playable. But yeah, anyway, that's game 1, guys. We'll go into the next one, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 2. Our opponent's going to be going first. We open Turtwig and pretty much nothing else, but actually it's not too bad. Oh, we're up against Gengar. That's so fun. They're playing it with Judge. That's pretty cool. Wow, they mulliganed a lot. That's unfortunate. I like the Judge, though. That's pretty cool. I could see me adding Judge into my list. That's pretty fun. We're definitely going to take those added cards. Our opponent opens just the Bidoof. How do we want to play this? They get access to a card I wish that we could run in this deck, but unfortunately it's just not very efficient to do so. Though the double Bidoof is interesting. I think they just assume this is going to get knocked out, so it's like better to just kind of stack. Okay, the energy makes this a little better. I'll go Lilligant. We will Arven to grab another Nest Ball. And I'll grab the Max Belt for now. Yeah, that's fine with me. So then what I can do here is I can Nest Ball for another Turtwig. Then what I can do is Ultra Ball away this and this for now. Grab myself... what do we want to grab? We'll grab the Wurmple, I think. And then we can go Energy, Turtwig. Right, I forgot about the stadium. Okay, a little bit awkward, but not that big a deal. The only thing that's going to change in our play is that we're going to go Grotle. Use Grotle's ability to find Lilligant V. And then we'll Iono, see what we're able to get. We'll probably attach the Maximum Belt. And then we'll... oh, alright. Well, they're going to Iono us anyway. That's a little annoying. What we'll probably end up doing from this position that'll be a little bit different is we'll Nest Ball out another piece, switch Lilligant into the active, and use that to try to draw some cards. There's the Puffin for another Ghastly. That Iono kind of messed up our play a lot. Industrial Incisors. We're still fine though, because like I said, we'll just switch this back in, Nest Ball out another option, and go from there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Double Nest Ball makes this a little bit better as well. So we'll go Toad. And we'll go Cottonee. We'll switch. Bring this in. Attach the energy. And then dance for 3 cards. Alright, cool. We got Grotle. That's all we need. The Grotle will give us pretty much everything we need because we can manually... So we can evolve into Grotle, use our ability, grab ourselves the other one, use our ability, evolve the Toedscruel, and that'll help us a little bit. Not like really, but... Oh, they're playing Cape. I don't really agree with that. I don't feel like Cape is really the way to go there. I guess they just wanted it in the active. I mean, I just don't think Cape is great in the deck in general. But I guess they wanted it in the active. Not that they really wanted it in the active, but it's like safest. And then they were going to just use switch anyway. So, alright, we'll play that down. We can Sun. Go ahead and grab ourselves the other Grotle. We can evolve. Then what we can do is Sun. Again. Grab ourselves our Toad. And we could grab Lilligant VSTAR here, but the problem is that we're trying to get rid of cards in our hand at the moment. More than anything else. So we're actually going to get rid of this and this. And now grab ourselves the VSTAR. Then what we can do is Super Rod. We'll hold off. Yeah, never mind. Change of plans. We're gonna grab these cards, not really with the intent of using them, more so than like we're just trying to thin our deck. So we'll grab ourselves 3 energy. Actually, we'll just grab 2. Grab ourselves another Turtwig. We'll grab this Torterra because we're probably gonna need it, and we'll grab one more Torterra EX. Or don't we already have? Yeah, we already have one in hand, so we don't actually need that. We'll grab ourselves... we'll grab ourselves the Whimsicott. Get that set up, and then we can end our turn there. We're looking to just thin our deck. Right now we, like, are really behind, because we're just not getting anything that we need. Conveniently, our opponent's also playing really slowly, so, like, that kind of works out for us. So they're going to put whatever 2 cards they're looking for on the top and then draw Whip a Barrel. How are we going to do this? So we can draw into... Alright, yeah, so I think this the... Oh, wow, they, like, actually are kind of bricked, I guess. So I think what the play here is we're kind of getting a little lucky. I think we manually retreat out Lilligant. Bring this in. Evolve here. I don't know if this is the right play. Yeah, I think it is. Alright, so we evolve here. We can attack for 180, get the knockout, remove the Hero's Cape from the equation, and take 1 prize. So we got ourselves the Arven. That's great, because we can use the Arven in order to get the Rare Candy, put Beautifly into play. Alright, our opponent conceded. So that's going to be game 2. We're able to win 2 back-to-back, which feels pretty good. And then we'll see. We'll go into game 3, because this one was kind of a odd, not really super exciting game, to be completely honest. I do like the idea of playing the Judge, though. I think that's actually not a bad idea in Gengar. I don't think the Cape is very good, though. But yeah, 2 kind of awkward games in a row. So hopefully we have a third that we can actually kind of like showcase this deck better. But I'm running out of recording time, so we'll see. But let's get into game 3 and see how it goes. See you guys there. Alright, we're into game 3. Our opponent will be going first. We open Turtwig and not much else. If we're able to... Oh. Well, what is this? This seems fun. Well, now I'm very curious. It's going to take us a couple turns of needing to survive, but we'll see what happens. We'll, throw down the gauntlet, I guess. What does this do? Search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rules box. Reveal, put it in your hand. I was trying to read that. Put it in your hand, and your, fruits in your hand, and your discard pile. Oh. Well, that was a kind of cool little combo. Alright. Grotle. Cool student. Or not student. Haha. Now I'm all messed up myself. Actually, it probably would have been better to just evolve. No. Because I wouldn't have had any damage at all anyway. Well, Arven. Is it better to just Nest Ball here? Max Belt? Or, Okay, yeah. This is going to be the play. So we Nest Ball here. Grab ourselves the other Turtwig. Then we can use the evolution just to get our other Grotle into play. This is the Wurmple's not going to obviously evolve, but we can get the other Grotle into play, right? So then, because what's about to happen is they're probably going to retreat this out, go into this. I don't know what this does. Switch this Pokemon with your bench. Oh, okay. So we will live. Wait, no, because they can go Spiral Shot, which will knock us out. No! That's annoying. Never mind, we're totally fine. We're in the exact same position we already were in. Kind of. Oh, I see the play. So they can use they can put damage counters on themselves. Retreat. Bring this in, attack, switch back, and just keep looping that. That's pretty cool. And then eventually this will get enough damage on it that they can attack just with this. That's fun. Alright, we're going to mess with that plan a little bit, though. And the way that we're going to do that is by placing this down. Then we can Artazon. Artazon will grab us this. Then what we can do is Sun, which will grab us our Torterra. Then we can evolve because we placed it down on the turn before. Then we can place the energy down. And then what we can do is we can Arven here. And we can use Arven for this and this. And then we can place the Max Belt. We can Ultra Ball away the Wurmple and the energy. And that will give us the Beautifly. And then with the Beautifly, we can Rare Candy. Place that down. Get ourselves a whole new hand. Where we can place our Rellor down. And we can attack for 200. So it's going to be a two-shot no matter what. We kind of already knew that going into that. Not the biggest deal in the world. But what we're really looking for is that we're going to survive any individual single hit. But what we're looking for is to be able to Iono. Well, Artazon first in order to get... We're going to Artazon first in order to get our Turtwig out. Then what we can do is Iono. Cut down their hand, but then also try to get ourselves in a position that we can get Toedscruel and our Rellor online. EXP share. And then potentially... Oh, it switches both of us. Oh. Did I miss that when I read that? Switch one if you do switch... Oh. Well, that's pretty cool. I care much less if Rellor gets knocked out now. Considering my bench really isn't a threat anyway. Place that down. And from here, I'm just going to Iono. Perfect. So we have the Toedscruel. We can place this down just to get it out of our hand. Again, we don't really care if it gets knocked out anyway. And now we're going to draw ourselves some new cards. And sweet. So if this gets knocked out, again, we don't really care. Hopefully we can get ourselves into a boss's orders. That would be pretty hype. But really what we're looking to do is we're going to play the Artazon down again just to bump that out of our hands. We can play the Whimsicott down to heal ourselves. Reattach the energy. That'll get rid of most of the cards in our hand. There's an Iono. That doesn't really bother us. Honestly, if we get the... I was going to say, if we're lucky enough that we get the boss's orders, that would be fantastic. But we did not. This is a very interesting concept. Because, like, this can keep powering up. But if this gets to, like, max damage counters, it actually is just nuts. Actually, that works all the same. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead. We'll retreat this out manually. We won't get knocked out, right? 230 plus 60, that's 290. So, yeah, we're fine. So then what I actually want to do in this situation is... yeah, I'll counter capture this first. And then I can always use the boss's orders to knock this out later. If I really want to. We'll Iono here, just because I don't need any of these cards. Oh, cool. All the switches and stuff like that are actually pretty sweet. We'll Forest March, get the knockout. We're not really in any direct danger of anything. And really, we're just looking for the boss's orders to be able to pull up this Dotrio later on, once it starts getting a couple more damage counters put onto it. Because once that happens, it's actually going to be like a legitimate threat. Right now, it's just kind of better to take the prize cards. They want to knock out the Toedscruel, so I'm preventing them from doing something. Or it's just that has the most retreat requirements. Okay, so that's just whatever. It just had the most retreat requirements. We're just going to go ahead, switch this into the active. Then what we can do is from here. Is there anything that we need with the Super Rod back? Just some energies, but we don't really need those. I think we can Ultra Ball away the Arven and the Turtwig at this point. Grab ourselves a new Torterra. And from here, we're going to Rare Candy the regular Torterra. Because the damage isn't going to matter from Torterra regular. I think it's going to be the same outcome regardless. So now we're going to get the KO on the Quaxly. I actually love this Pokemon a lot. Quaxly is like pretty sweet. I'm not the biggest fan of its like actual evolution, like the evolutionary line. Like I think this thing kind of sucks, Quaxwell, and the final evolution, whatever that, however you say this thing. I don't really think they're that cool, but I love Quaxly. I think Quaxly's sweet. What does this do, though? I didn't actually bother to read its ability. Once per turn, you may switch a basic energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. Or you may attach. That's interesting. So they have plenty of energy to work with. 160. So we're still alive. We could just go ahead and Iono here. But what we'll actually do is we'll just go ahead and switch. Just to kind of preserve the health. Not give up prize cards we don't need to. Not that I think anything could knock us out yet, but like in the event that they have a rare candy or something like that, that they can just go right into the final evolution, then we were in danger of getting knocked out. So it's kind of better just to switch. The damage doesn't really matter anyway. We have the boss's orders, so that's pretty good for us. We cannot... we can knock that out. We'll have to find a switch. And then we'd be able to pull this into the active. What does this do? Why are they playing this? If you go first, you can use the attack first turn. Search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon, put them in their bench. That's pretty cool, but... you put this Pokemon in your hand. It's like kind of cool, but I feel like it's really, really inconsistent. Cool. So that's gonna be the game. Kind of interesting deck at the end. I like the art on that card at least. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Kind of a weird video for sure. I'm out of recording time, so I kind of can't keep going. Torterra EX it's interesting. I think that this deck is a little bit away from being really being really good. It needs a couple things. It needs a Turtwig that's 70 HP. It needs something that can boost its damage more reliably. But honestly, just Turtwig being 70 HP would make this deck way better. Because you'd be able to use, like, Buddy Poffin and stuff like that. It would make the deck so much better. Yeah, I guess that's my main takeaway. I try not to be, like, really negative about a deck as I'm playing it, but I've just, like, Torterra EX was a card that I, like, really want it to be good, and so when it came out, and I've been trying to make it work, and it just has been pretty terrible, it's kind of just depressing. So yeah, I guess that's my biggest takeaway, is, like, I'm just really sad that Torterra EX just isn't very good. I hope it is. If anybody has a list that's better than this that can show me the light, I would love to play it, but as it stands, it's just kind of to play. But yeah, so that's gonna be it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Definitely let me know what decks you want to see and all that kind of stuff. Do the YouTube things. Sorry this video was a little bit depressing, but yeah, that's just kind of that was just the vibe of the deck, unfortunately. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. See you guys next time.